Rocco Zikarsky entered the league last season as the youngest next star in the program's history, signing his first pro contract at just 16 years of age. And it didn't take long for this towering 7'3" talent to make an immediate impact.
There it is! Rocco Zikarsky's first points in the NBL.
No, this dude is an elite rim protector.
Leading Australia to a gold medal at the Albert Schweitzer tournament and claiming MVP honours in the process, he is ready to take the league and world by storm.
Here's Rocco rocking the rim.
Rocco showed us why he is projected to be a first-round pick in the 2025 NBA draft.
No shortage of size on the end for the Brisbane Bullets. Rocco Zikarsky, the next star in year 2 in the NBL. We still remember how young he is, but we really want to see this year, whether it be at the start of the season, whether it be the halfway point, a big jump from him, and we see that NBA potential.
And we're going to see that again. He understood last year was just a development year. He wasn't draft eligible, so any playing time, anything he could do there development-wise was a bonus. This year, I think we're going to see him shine. They've got the 2 tallest players in the league, but I think it's 5 or 6 centimetres. So that's the chess game I'm looking forward to seeing from Justin Schuller. When the New Zealand Breakers inevitably have to go smaller tonight, does he say, we've got an advantage on the other end, we're just going to play really tall, or is he going to match that size? He's going to have to do that with every other team, because when you've got Harrison and Rocco, you've got the advantage, but then if they bring PJC in their ball screen and bring the bigs away from the hoop, then it can be a disadvantage.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if the Brisbane Bullets start stringing together wins with these bigs, someone get on the phone to Aaron Baines. He might have to come in and save the day. But the bold predictions in this one, we've got a cracking contest, opening the account for both teams. Leonard, where are you playing?
I got Brisbane winning this one big. I think they're just too big inside. I think they're going to shoot the ball.
And you were saying off air that you're surprised that a lot of people are taking New Zealand to win this.
100%. I've seen the way they played. They won the blitz. They're playing good basketball. I got them to win big.
My bold prediction is we're talking about the rebounds. I think Brisbane are going to out-rebound the Breakers by 20+. You talk about the Twin Towers. Harrison, even the guards like to get in like Casey Prater, Deng Adele. They like to come in and get on the glass as well. I really think they're going to give New Zealand trouble in that area, and we'll see how Petteri Koponen goes about that.
Now, the Brisbane Bullets, winners of the preseason blitz. We can't read into too much of it.
Nothing, Felix.
We can't read into anything. There was development players, there was training players. But well, probably out of these two teams, you'd say Brisbane are going to be more one that's going to potentially contest late in the year.
I think so, but we touch on it very briefly. New Zealand's growth is going to happen in the back end of the season. Once they play together a little more, once they get through the tough schedule going to America, they can try and start to put it all together.
Well, we're at HBF Stadium, not RAC Arena today for a doubleheader. The house that Leonard Copeland built, so he claimed.
I love it.
Even though he went 2 of 5 and had 8 points. The Brisbane Bullets and the New Zealand Breakers not far away. Hoops Fest in full swing. Hey, some people talk the talk, some walk the walk.
He said, I'm not happy with what you had me at, Derek Rucker, and you got to give him some respect. Good night!
Parker Jackson Cartwright silences Kudos Bank Arena.
Mojave King has got me out my seat.
One of the most skilled basketball players in the league.
They've spoken about it being a new era under new coach Justin Schuller. Bullets playing a completely different style of basketball.
And Bannon will bash it home at the other end. Harrison with a monstrous dunk. Prater with a tough turnaround.
Oh my.
Zikarsky! Party time in Nissan Arena.
Hoops Fest continues at HBF Arena as the New Zealand Breakers take on the Brisbane Bullets. Fans piling into this venue, which of course has hosted NBL basketball in the past, but not for 11.5 years. And it is great to have it back here as we see these two teams that are really intriguingly poised as we come into this season. Our game time by Kmart ball delivery. 9-year-old Alexis McGlade from the Binar Futures, the Noongar word for meteor. Part of the rising basketball community here in Western Australia. Terrific to have you with us as Hoops Fest continues. Joel Peterson, Leonard Copeland and Pete Pooley, part of the call team this evening. Felix von Hoff and Kelsey Brown with you as well. Gentlemen, intriguingly placed this game. The Breakers have got a lot of ground to make up from their pre-season, and we know the Bullets did some really good things.
Well, the Bullets they played great basketball in the preseason. I like their size, obviously, but they got Shula, who's been there and done that with Melbourne United. He knows what it takes to build a team, and he's built this team, and they look good, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's so much to like about the way they're going. Dingadell's an interesting one. What are you expecting from him? You've been involved in his journey, Copes. What do you think he brings to this Brisbane team?
Well, a lot of people lost confidence in Dingadell when he played down in Wollongong. He just wasn't in the right frame of mind. His body wasn't right. He was thinking NBA. He had a terrible time, and he'll tell you he had a terrible time. But look, as you've seen in these last months or so, he's really developed himself, gotten himself going. And he can score the rock. He plays the right way. He passes the ball well. He's a good teammate. So I'm looking for a bright future from Dingadell.
James Bateman, he's such an exciting character. He's going to bring a lot of scoring punch to this team, Pete, and part of this Brisbane backcourt. Along with Casey Prather, there's some youth, but there's some real experience there too. Just having some trouble hearing Pete here at the venue, but I mean, this man, he brings real championship equity to the team for the Brisbane Bullets. Justin Shula talked about it in the pregame. To be able to bring in players who've got that experience, who've had that, such a big thing for building a squad, building chemistry.
Not just on the floor. He's won 2 championships. He won one with United. He came here in Perth and won one. It's the way he plays. He's a great locker room guy. He also helps build a team.
This guy's going to be fascinating. Perry Coppin, the new coach of the New Zealand Breakers. He's got a big job on his hands taking over from Modi Mayor. How do you think he's placed coming into this one?
Well, look, anytime you bring over a new coach from overseas, it's always going to be hard. But his pedigree, he's done it before. He knows what he's doing. He has the confidence of the players. So I'm looking forward to seeing him coach.
And Parker Jackson-Cartwright, of course, he's coming off a standout campaign, 3rd in the MVP last year, All-NBL first team. He's going to be really the stir that, the straw that stirs the drink for the New Zealand Breakers, as he always is, gives them that scoring punch, and he's so dynamic.
What a player. Look, the fastest player in the league by far, I think. But although they brought in some new people, have brought in some new guards to try to contain him, but he can score the rock. He has a bit of confidence in himself, and he carries his team. So, again, Brisbane's job is to shut him down or try to slow him down, and hopefully they can get a win.
One of the fastest players up and down the floor. He is going to be a real test for this Brisbane team to see how they can defend him. Sam McDaniel coming back in might help that.
He might. Look, Sam McDaniel, definitely great to have him back. Such a great defender, strong body, learned to shoot the ball well. I mean, last year he developed himself as a scorer. I mean, look, this guy plays great defense. I just love the way he plays.
Absolutely. So the New Zealand Breakers almost set. There is their next star, their Mexican 17-year-old Kareem Lopez. He is such an exciting prospect. With more on him, let's go to Kelsey Brown.
Kareem Lopez, he's an absolutely outstanding talent. As you said, 17-year-old Mexico. He came into the Blitz. He was absolutely incredible, and so that's someone that I'm looking out for tonight. An injury update on Parker Jackson-Cartwright. We saw him go down with that finger in the Blitz. He said he's good to go. You will see that left hand strapped up. And for the Brisbane Bullets, you spoke about Aaron Baines in the pre-game. He's actually in the house sitting courtside at the moment.
Thank you, Kels. He has been such a big part of this Bullets team over the last couple of years, Aaron Baines, and he's only a couple of metres away from where Kelsey's joining us as part of the call this evening. The New Zealand Breakers, their starting 5. Sam Menenga crosses from the Cairns Taipans to be part of their lineup. Parker Jackson-Cartwright, Max Darling, former Hawks DP, into the squad. Matt Mooney, Jonah Bolden, and for the Bullets, Cook, Bateman, Dingadell, Towie Smith-Milner, and Tyrell Harrison, the Ray-Borner medalist at the Blitz. And the big man, he is set for a big season, Copes. Tyrell Harrison in the middle of things for the Bullets.
Absolutely. I've seen him play in the Blitz, and what a player he is. Certainly gotten better over the years. I mean, over the year. Full of confidence, shooting the ball well, back to the basket, dunking on people. I love the way he plays.
So a big test for this New Zealand team. How do they handle the Twin Towers? Perry Coppin said they're going to have to do it by committee. And for the first time in 11.5 years, HBF Arena is hosting NBL basketball as Hoops Fest continues. Great to be here in Western Australia. Breakers with the rock early. Jackson-Cartwright gets straight to work.
Already, I'm in. Can we hear me, fellas?
Yeah, got you.
Good to be here. It's
Welcome
good to be
back,
here.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
We worked through those technical difficulties, but that's the thing they're going to have to figure out with Parker Jackson-Cartwright. If you're going to bring the bigs like Harrison away from the hoop, he's going to be able to get around them. And he's got a nice little floater game.
I've never been more relieved to hear your voice, people. Here's Mooney.
Been a long time since the game was here, Joel.
Absolutely, it has.
And the one thing Brisbane brings to the table is defense. Justin Schuler, D-Mac, they preach defense, 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 and they can shut this team down. They go a long way of getting this win, Pete.
They were pretty solid on that end last year. They sort of ranked middle pack, as you'd expect, for most statistical categories, as Cook gets something happening early.
That's what he does. Last 2 seasons as a pro overseas, shot over 45% from 3. He is a knockdown shooter. You can't give him any space. This man doesn't mind letting it fly from long range either. Sam Menenga.
Speaking of knockdown shooter.
Cans. That's what Monty Mayor wanted to do when he brought him back to New Zealand. That's what Petteri Koppinen now wants him to be able to step out. And if he keeps knocking that down again, brings Harrison, brings Zikarsky out of the paint.
No, he can knock them down at a high rate. Melbourne United found that out last season. Mooney pushing the ball up the floor now for the Breakers. Comes into this program with NBA experience. Floater won't go. And Adele, who's such an intriguing prospect for this Bullets team. In terms of their ceiling, it could go as he goes.
Well, here we go. John Taker, that's what you were talking about, Copes. When he was here last, and he's got a chip on his shoulder too, speaking to him in the Blitz, he wants people to understand that they didn't see the real Dengadel in Illawarra. A lot of it was mental, I think, as well, in terms of the style of play, but he had bigger aspirations then. He had just come off some NBA experience. He wanted to get back there, and we've already seen in the Blitz in these 2 possessions here, he's focused on putting his head down and getting to the rim, whether it's getting fouled, he's trying to finish above the rim, and he starts with that mindset. I think good things are going to happen.
And the best thing about him, too, is he's not a selfish player. He plays the right way. If a guy is open, he's going to give him the ball. But he's aggressive on offense, and that's what he needs to be.
24th NBL appearance for Dengadel. Career 79% free throw shooter, or at least in that season with the Hawks.
Now, if we got 2 missed free throws, who gets the Hunger Jack pick?
We've been talking about that for the week, not sure.
I was sitting at home thinking about it.
I think you had a successful enough career to give the people of WA some burgers, man.
Mooney from outside.
That's what Matt Mooney does. Another one who really came on strong late at the Blitz. He's a knockdown shooter, but also was an all-defensive player in college.
25 in that last Blitz game for the Breakers. Harrison called for steps.
It's that movement off the ball. If you're James Bateman, if you're Keandre Cook, even Tory Smith-Milner, when the ball goes into your Twin Towers, you just can't stand still. You allow guys to dig down, to get hands in there. You've got to continue to move, screen away, and let him go one-on-one. He's starting to worry about where PJC's coming to have a swipe at it. That's when things like that happen with the travel.
He's been so good in the preseason. It wouldn't surprise me to see teams start to double team him because he's just so big and strong.
Mooney underneath, just got it away before he walked, turned it over. Cook puts the head down, outside to Bateman. Bolden
no.
left it. He left it alone, and Bateman swoops on it and scores.
That's a brain freeze right there.
Well, those mistakes can't happen. And again, when you've got a lightning-quick guard like PJC, if anyone gets the rebound, you just got to find him. He's hunting the ball as he tees one up here. Let him just get out on the break. Let him test the defense before it's set.
Saw a few miscommunications between this Breakers team at the Blitz. Pretty sloppy in that loss to Perth late in the piece. Smith-Milner on the roll.
No stranger to Justin Schuler, Tory Smith-Milner. From Melbourne United days, even kill size in the NBL1.
And he's shooting the ball well in the preseason.
That's what he's going to have to do.
Speaking of shooting it well, Jonah Bolden, we know he can do that.
I think this is the style of play we're going to see from the New Zealand Breakers. You're going to have a lot of attention on PJC, understandably so. So guys like Matt Mooney, Jonah Bolden, even Sam Menenga, have your feet set, ready to knock it down. If you get a lick of space, let it fly.
Smith-Milner now getting in on the act. Draining threes early at HBF Arena.
We got a 3-point shootout in here, Pete.
You said it was good in the pregame. You said it's
the memories.
Second time you were here, you hit 7 of them, Coach.
Absolutely. This gym is one of those places where you can get it going.
The take. Sam Menenga really aggressive. You know that this is going to be a tough matchup without the big fella, Freddie Gillespie, but if you're a guy like Sam Menenga, you know you're going to have an extended opportunity, and you have to be aggressive.
Adele inside, looking for Harrison. He gets locked up. It's Tyrell Harrison. The Amy replay of the conundrum that Bolden and Jackson Cartwright found themselves in.
That Amy replay, Cobes, so I'm not sure we've figured out the exact segment for NBL overtime, but that could end up on there.
Absolutely. But imagine how good it feels to bring Norton and Prather off the bench. What kind of team is this? 2 superstars coming off the bench.
Tisovic and King coming off the bench for the Breakers. Foul underneath on the rebound.
You know I love my stats. You know I love my history. Here's a tidbit for you, Copes. This is actually as Mitch Norton checks into the game. Mitch Norton's first career points in the NBL came on this floor.
Wow.
He was playing for Townsville against Perth way back in 2012. Floater, his first career points, and he's still in the league and still so important to the teams that he's on.
Well, it seems like everybody scored here except maybe Felix.
I think that's every venue, isn't it?
That's right.
EJC driving inside. And Norton didn't get back into court.
And Mitch Norton doesn't get a stat for that, but that's what Mitch Norton's done exceptionally well throughout his entire career. The ability to wall up without fouling and just trust someone to have to try and make a tough shot over the top.
Sam McDaniel checking into the game. We didn't see him at the blitz. You can see that right shoulder is taped up as he moves through the key there. So he had an injury that kept him out of the blitz. He might have been able to play in that last game, and they elected not to. Coming off a great NBL 1 campaign as King splashes that one in.
He's playing with a different level of confidence, Mojave King. We last saw him as a next star, played for Cairns, played for Adelaide, then went over to the States, gets drafted late in the second round. As Keandre Cook puts his head down. Right now, the defense on the other end, well, both ends, but there isn't anything special from the Bullets. They're just putting their head down, turning the corner, and Coach Kopp is not happy.
5 of 8 in the early going, the Bullets. Jackson Cartwright trying to free himself from Norton. Now he's got some space to work with. And he only needs a glimmer of it. So smooth with it.
I'm really surprised at Brisbane's defense, too, because it seems like New Zealand are getting any shot they want right now. Knowing Shula like I know him, he won't be happy with that.
6 of 11 in the early going, the Breakers shooting at 54%. Prather tries his luck from outside.
Better defense from the Breakers, but not a whole lot of movement on the offensive end. That's where Mitch Norton is the point guard. You've just got to make things happen. Set everybody up.
Breakers by 2, 4 minutes remaining. Harrison came across to affect the shot from Menenga.
And that's where Sam Menenga's the growth's going to happen this year. When you've got a mismatch after a switch, there's no reason to post up on the block. Get as deep as you can. Get underneath the hoop, so as soon as you catch that, you just go straight up. You don't have to do any work.
Prather ties us up at 15. Joel Peterson, Leonard Copeland, Pete Hawley, Kelsey Brown, Felix Von Hoff with you. Great to have you with us as Hoops Fest rolls on here in Western Australia.
Block, pink.
Michael Owen, James Griggle, Craig Copes, our referees. You see Casey Prather floating at home. The reinforcements coming in for both teams. If they can get something like the best version of Casey Prather, geez, it'll be a big boost for this Bullets team.
I was talking in the pre-game, I think we have to accept that we're not going to see 2018 Casey Prather for a number of reasons. One, it was 6 years ago. Everybody ages, especially professional athletes, but 2, he's been through some significant knee injuries. But what we are going to get is a refined and more efficient while still being very dynamic Casey. And there's Tyrell Harrison
with the steal. Adele almost with the jam. It popped out. McDaniel there to put it back in.
And Pete, you speak of Prather. Yeah, you're not going to get the same Prather, but what he brings is the knowledge and the experience in the locker room and the ability to help these guys get to that next level.
A little Adam Morrison going on here.
He's in the pinstripe jersey with Charlotte Bobcats days. Norton's called for backcourt. He thought it was knocked out of his grasp.
There's Coach Kopp, new head coach for New Zealand Breakers. First professional head coaching role. He was a fantastic international player. If you want to see some legend hoops, have a look at some highlights from Coach Kopp running around for Finland.
Played for some of the biggest clubs in the world as well. Europe. No, getting to his left hand, can't finish. McCarron falling away.
Mitch definitely needs to be more aggressive. I've been talking about this guy for years and years. He just has the ability to score the rock.
An easy offensive foul call on Rocco. And you're right, and again, certain situations aren't for every athlete, right? Every player. Sometimes a fresh scenery, a fresh slate can be good, and I think that's what Mitch McCarron's looking forward to this year. Mind you, as you mentioned in the pre-game, his second contract in a row where he's signed with a certain coach and then they're not there. But I think Coach Kopp is going to get the best out of him because they're both point guards and they're both great facilitators.
Karen trying to drop it off to Pinot. McDaniel takes it away. NBL1 North MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the off-season. Has it blocked at the other end. And Pinot's called for the foul.
It's not going to show up in his box score either, but that lane sprint from Rocco Zikarsky is exactly what NBA scouts want to see. They know he can defend, he can protect the rim, they know he can finish lobs. He started out a little bit of a floater game, but as soon as that ball gets in a Brisbane Bullets' hand, he put his head down and it's about 4.5 steps to cover the entire court. And that opened up a lane for Sam McDaniel to get down and get fouled.
So McDaniel at the free throw line. Early part of last season, he was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. 75% career free throw shooter. His first outing of this pre-season. Brings us back to a one-point game. Breakers shooting 53%. They're 4 of 6 from downtown on this end of the floor. The other end, the Bullets are 7 of 12. McCarron left it short. Puts it back in.
He's already more aggressive. We haven't seen this Mitch McCarron in 2 to 3 years. He understands the...
And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, Pete.
He's the best point guards going around. He's got the size over a lot of the others. He's already got 2 rebounds as well, which is starting to get real Cairns Taipans this when he was playing for them.
Bateman to the corner for Riddell, long 2. Lopez and Anticevic share the rebounding honours. And the next start aggresses things up the floor quickly, then throws it away. Bell now, Bateman on the drive. Throwing it up for Rocco, foul before he hammers it home.
Has a little laugh.
He's just so big and so athletic, man. You can throw that thing anywhere, Pete, and he's going to go get it for you.
Oh, yeah, every point guard would love to play with.
Side ball.
Second jam on a dead ball for Rocco. Some substitutions. Let's check in courtside with Kels.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Breakers camp. You speak of Coach Kopp. It's the first time we're seeing him in a round game. He has played 10 of his rostered players. Sean Bairstow, the only one to not check into the game at this point. 10 players in 7 minutes he played. What do you think of that, Pete Hooley?
Well, I think it's just the way he's going to try and figure it out. He's still got to understand what version of these players he wants on his team, right? Again, most of this team was put together with Monty Mayor style, what he wanted, how he wanted to use Mitch McCarron, how he wanted to use Jonah Bolden. So he's still trying to feel this out, and again, with their tough schedule, their growth's going to happen towards the back end of the year. Don't lose faith in what they can achieve just based on the first few rounds, and then they're going to play the NBL, NBA games.
Right to go.
And also, I think if you can get the pace, if you can push the pace with fresh bodies against the Brisbane team, it means they can't set up their defense and have Rocco protect the rim the way they would like to.
Bateman, Smith-Milner, Zikarsky, McDaniel, and Adele out there for the Bullets. Bateman likes to look at this. Tisovic, Moody, Jackson, Cartwright, Lopez and Pinot at the other end. The 2 next stars going at one another, and Lopez can't finish with the left. Under a minute remaining, Breakers by 3 in the early going. First of a doubleheader here at HBF Arena. Saturday Night Hoops as part of Hoops Fest. Zikarsky working inside. Almost recycled it.
They've been unlucky. A couple of those balls have gone in, Pete, and come right out.
Well defended. In the drops action. Allow Rocco to get a run up.
Shot clock turned off for this final possession. PJC sizing things up. One of the most creative forces in the game. Across the key, stepping inside, gets it to go. Beats the quarter-time buzzer and hands the Breakers a 5-point lead at the first break. New Zealand 24, Brisbane 19. First quarter in the books at HBF Arena, and the Breakers lead at 24-19. Joel Peterson, Pete Hooley, Leonard Copeland, Kelsey Brown and Felix von Hoff with you. First leg of a doubleheader. Saturday night at Hoops Fest. Look at King running the floor underneath to Menenga. Beautiful start to this second term for the Bullets.
They continue to push the pace. Great defensive set as well. Toy Smith-Milner tried to cut off Harrison, but it was just too late. As soon as that ball goes in, you need movement away from the ball.
You're right, Pete. There's too much standing around. Got to move and cut. Yes, they're swinging the ball, but there's no body movement.
Oh.
Offensive foul!
Harrison called for the offensive foul. It's the first bucket on the offensive end for the Breakers.
Because you're throwing it into the post, right? You talk about the advantage they have with Harrison and Zikarsky's height. It's not a surprise to anybody around the league, especially the New Zealand Breakers. They know you're going to try and feed the big fellas as much as possible.
So 3 turnovers in the early going for Harrison, who
Now two fouls on him as well. So
hasn't attempted a shot as yet.
Love that aggression, though, from Sam Menenga, just going straight at the body.
I know that he's into foul trouble. There's good rim protection, though. Look at Adele swooping inside with a gorgeous move.
Brisbane's up. They got to get some stops. They got to get down and play some defense.
Are you surprised at how this game's played out in the early going?
I am. I mean, knowing how Shula and D-Mac and those guys preach defense, 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 I wasn't expecting for New Zealand to come out and shoot the way they have so far.
I'm probably more surprised that there wasn't a timeout in the first quarter when New Zealand were just putting their head down and getting layups and getting open looks. That's normally where you see Justin Shula, who's trying to preach this defensive culture, take a timeout and say, this isn't it. This is not how we played in the Blitz. This is not how we played in the preseason. And then Matt Mooney again, that was a layup.
King outside, cans it.
It's a good decision.
The Harvey King, born in New Zealand, grew up in Brisbane. He's got a foot in both camps. And he had 2 feet behind the line there for the Breakers. They lead by 8. Game high advantage for the Kiwi squad. Cook in attack mode. Not quite float it home. Harrison tried his best to keep it alive. Breakers come up with it as Jackson Cartwright tight ropes the sideline and kicks it out to Mooney.
Got time out. They are just pushing it. And again, this is, you can tell the style of play they're going to play from Coach Kopp, can't you? Because they've given up 2 layups, 2 very good looks for wide open threes. They're being unselfish, but they're pushing the pace. PJC, tight ropes. Look at that, could have had a floater. Find Matt Mooney, and to hit their 6th 3 of the game, 6 of 8.
75%, Pete.
They are lights out.
They could beat the Chicago Bulls shooting the ball like that. So
I'm going to distance myself from that quote.
He was off balance. The contact
32-21, New Zealand Breakers over the Brisbane Bullets. Great start for the Breakers. Parker Jackson Cartwright, a big part of it. He caught up with Kelsey Brown pre-game.
You've got new pieces of the puzzle, a different look team than you had last year. How do you think those pieces are coming together, and what do you think needs to click out of the preseason games that you've had?
Yeah, we have, you know, a full turnaround from last season, so a lot of familiar new faces, you know, a good mixture of young guys and guys that have been around. So we've had to really come together quickly, but I think we're doing a good job.
Petteri Koponen comes in as a head coach. What's the impact that he's had on the team so far?
He's been great. I mean, he's a player's coach. He knows what it's like to be a player at the highest level. And, you know, he's been around, so he knows what it takes to win.
Your finger, we saw you go down with that in the blitz. It's taped up, but you look like you're ready to go and ready to fire tonight.
Oh, sure. I mean, this is what you live for. I can still run, I can still play, so I feel good to go tonight.
Showing no ill effects of that finger in the early going here. Jackson Cartwright, he's got 4, and the Breakers are really on fire. They lead by 11. Bateman inside, another turnover. And here's PJC in the open floor. Pulls it back out. King, the onslaught continues.
Well, they're just rotations. They're a step slow defensively. And right now, this style of play, if you're open, let it fly. 7 of 9 coaches said it was going to be fun to shoot here. It's a shootout from New Zealand.
Say the rims are friendly in some gyms. Well, they're not even worrying about them, the Breakers. It's just nylon. Bairstow in now for the Bullets. Cook underneath. He's called for a walk. Well, it's falling apart.
I spoke about this chess game that Justin Schuller is going to have to figure out this entire season. They have a significant advantage with the 2 tallest players in the league. But if an opposition team is going to play small, what are you going to do? And right now, he's made the decision. He's put Toy Smith-Milner there because he can step out and shoot the 3. And he's benched both Harrison and Zikarsky for the time being.
So 11-2 out of quarter time for the Breakers. 7 of 9 from downtown. Been a red hot start for the men from New Zealand. And Michael Aylan says that Sam Menenga stepped on the sideline.
Brisbane have to decide if they're going to be a defensive team or an offensive team. Right now, they're neither. They got to pick it up.
Got 7 turnovers at the Bullets, but the Breakers have 6. It's just as soon as they turn the ball over, New Zealand's off and running. Everybody's sprinting. That's a better high-low. Good hands from Matt Mooney. Another turnover, which normally ends in an open look.
8 turnovers for the Bullets in the early going here. Breakers by 14. McDaniel with the strip. Mooney almost got one back on him. And it's going to go back with the team in pink. Of course, Jared Bairstow, his younger brother Sean on the New Zealand bench.
Got to put them in together at some point.
They did have a little bit of an interaction pre-game that I saw. So Sean was at the top there. You see Freddie Gillespie up in the stands. Sean was warming up. Jared walked past, and Sean hit him with the sup, bro. He was giving it out to every other player, and it was no different. He wanted to give nothing away to older brother. It was a nice bit of byplay between the two of them. Menenga outside. That one's a bit strong. Look at Cook rip it down. Just the 2 points in more than 4 minutes here for the Bullets.
No surprise that Mitch Norton's come in to try and steady the ship.
Bairstow, Cook, Harrison, Norton and McDaniel out there as Prather and Adele get set to check in for Justin Schuller's team.
14 shot clock, thank you.
Well, so don't be surprised with, I know New Zealand didn't win a pre-season game, and some of the margins were pretty excessive. In the back of the Bullets' mind, who had a different pre-season, they'd be thinking, without Freddie Gillespie and the roster we have, we're going to win this game.
Look, they're not the only ones that was thinking that. I was thinking it too. I was thinking, how are they going to beat New Zealand?
Norton outside. That one won't go.
Their offense has broken down a bit. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody how they're going to try and use the big fellas. As PJC just cuts through the defense once again. How does this keep happening if you're a Brisbane Bullets team that's been preaching defense and what we saw in the preseason?
That is not good enough.
13-2 in this quarter. We're almost halfway through it. The Bullets can't buy one. Can Cook get it going? Yes, gets the friendly roll.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good when you're just screaming for a bucket. But that was a one-pass offense.
Well, you got to get up and guard. I know there's switches and I know there's screens, but you got to be able to guard your man. If you can't guard your man, then you got to come sit with me.
Oh, Cook with the steal. He's got Adele as the running mate. Goes himself and lays it home. Keandre Cook.
Timeout.
He's doing just that. Couple of buckets in a row for him. And Petteri Koppinen wants to hold that Brisbane momentum. 37-26. And doing it on both ends.
Well, he comes with the reputation to be a knockdown shooter, but he's also a very good defender. This is the 3-and-D piece that Justin Schuller was looking for. Good awareness off the ball to get that steal. And Cook gets out on the break and finishes through contact.
So Breakers by 11. Of course, we're here at HBF Arena as part of Hoops Fest. And it is great to be in the great state of Western Australia. Throughout the course of the week, there's been people everywhere at the live site downtown. And you can, of course, discover Western Australia and build your dream itinerary at westernaustralia.com. There is so much to enjoy about this beautiful part of the world. Leonard, one of the best wine regions in the country. You've got the beautiful, pristine beaches, nature experiences all across the breadth of this state. It is a pretty magic part of the world.
It's a beautiful place to be. I tell you what, though, it's a long way from everywhere else. Let me tell you, it is that long plane ride. I don't know, Pete. It hurt me. But once you get here and see what you're seeing, the beaches, like you say, the people are so friendly. I mean, and their basketball knowledge is amazing.
I've really enjoyed getting around. Everybody loves hoops and just seeing them walking the streets. And last night to be a fan for once in a game, very rare that you get those opportunities.
A lot of red jerseys with the number 11 getting down the Hay Street Mall earlier today and down on Murray Street around the live site.
Is that number 11? Is he a famous guy or something? Is he?
Yeah, I think they've heard of him once or twice. He's kind of a big deal.
He's going to give Damo a run for the mayor job.
Yeah.
Keandre Cook called for a foul, but you like the pressure. He's setting a tone.
That's right. Coach would love the fact that he's up. Big fella's coming in again, but love the fact that he's up and in. Yes, it's a foul, but I'm letting you guys know I'm getting up and in to try to slow this pace down.
Keep an eye on this. So we get a half-court set here where there's no turnover, and normally what Coach Kopp's been doing in New Zealand is getting high ball screens to bring Zikarsky away from the hoop. There it is again. So you got Rocco there in the drops, and PJC can have a bit of space and knock it down. So this is just a guard who's had success as a player, putting what he knew would work back then into action, and then really delivering in this first half.
And he's so confident with it, Pete. He knows it's coming.
Beautifully illustrated by Pete Hawley alongside Leonard Copeland. Noel Peterson with you. Kelsey Brown, Felix von Hoff courtside. 4 minutes remaining in this second period. Bullets trying to claw back into this New Zealand advantage. They've really come to play in the second term. McCarron outside. Bang! Big out from Mitch McCarron.
Mitch McCarron's been given a flop warning. I'm not sure. It was he definitely got underneath him. Here's the Amy replay.
Old friends, used to play for Queensland together, Mitch Norton. Mitch McCarron.
Boy, oh boy, the way they call these games these days, I would have been kicked out of there. I know I would have flopped 3 or 4 times, somebody coming down on me like that.
8 of 11 from 3, the New Zealand Breakers. But you see how quickly they're pushing the pace, and if your feet are set, PJC will find you, and everything's dropping right now.
But he's getting down the court in 3 or less dribbles, after a bad shot from Brisbane, and these guys are thinking, oh, I got to find somebody, but they're not.
So the Breakers by 16, 42-26. It's been a great experience out here at Hoops Fest. Of course, the live site downtown in Perth. We've had WNBL games as well. This arena will host 4 WNBL games for the Perth Lynx throughout the course of the season. Recently renovated with a new floor here. Of course, we've had the junior tournament, the sneaker convention today at RAC Arena as well.
DJs,
we got back there for tomorrow, double-header tonight. It's been all kinds of fun.
Loved it. Yeah, the live site Fans Fest a couple of times.
Were you in the shootout?
I was in a they call it a celebrity shootout, so I don't know.
How'd you go?
I lost to an AFL player, so that's how good I'm going. Luke Jackson was down there, who used to play with Luke Travers, mind you. He's not a slouch on the basketball court.
He's got the hashtag basketball background, Luke Jackson, that is for sure. So 42-26 Breakers, 3:30 remaining. Adele from the elbow, clean.
Tough knockdown. Again, they're having to rely on these tough shots just to tick the scoreboard over.
But their problem isn't on that end, the problem's here.
And again, let's watch to see if these high ball screens can bring Rocco away from the hoop.
18-8 in this second period. Breakers are getting whatever they want.
That's it. That is cut, copy, paste every single time, and it's the chess game they're going to have to figure out this season. The drops is very successful. You can't have Rocco probably hedge or show because of his size, but it puts a lot of pressure on the point guard not to get screened or to fight over it as best as you can.
Norton going to the reverse. Zikarsky puts a lid on it.
But ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going straight back to the well. Here it is again.
Jackson can't ride from the free throw line. He's heating up. He's in double figures
every single time.
He's getting what he wants, and it looks so easy.
Would there be opposition coaches just jotting this down?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. But again, it's the way you deal with when you've got 2 massive interior presence like Zikarsky and Harrison. That's what you have to do when you're trying to score on them, is just bring them away from the hoop where they do their best defensive damage.
Foul! Big 43, hit on the arm.
Foul called here on Jonah Bolden. He's not happy about it. And the drops defense can be really successful. When I talk about drops, when you're coming off that high pick and roll, as a big, you start to retreat a little bit until the point guard can catch up. It is very hard to do. You need everybody else to kind of clog up space to try and help and put a lot of pressure on the guard. But Andrew Bogut, one of the best big men we've ever seen, especially the way he would do it.
Checking out of the game, Zikarsky, and having an extended chat to Justin Schuller. All very calm and instructional from the Brisbane coach. Of course, coached so many of his charges through representative junior teams, as you spoke to him about pre-game, gents.
There's the difference. There's a hard show from Tyra Harrison. They've gone away from the drops.
And he gets a piece of it. Will be.
I like the change-up. Get after the point guards. They are turning a corner. They feel way too comfortable. Hard hedge, try and get them on the back foot, but then your rotations have to be on point.
The problem, too, is Parker Jackson Cartwright is a different beast. He's so quick. When he gets that ball, it's hard to hedge with a big guy. Once that big guy hedges, he's still going around him because he's so mobile.
Game-high 18-point lead for the Breakers. Under 2 minutes remaining in this second period. First of a doubleheader, the Hawks and the Snakes still to come. Harrison loses at this time. 9 turnovers in the first half for the Bullets. King inside. Regain it. Cano and McCarron almost run into one another. 9 on the shot clock for Mitch McCarron. Sizes up Harrison. King had a foot on the line.
Again, a lot of ball watching. Everybody just had their eyes locked on Mitch McCarron with a mismatch. He just zipped it across and Mojave King knocks it down. It's not going to count. But a lot of ball watching off the ball defensively, which is going to be concerning for Justin Schuller.
If I'm Justin Schuller, and I'm not, but if I were, I go in this locker room, we have to run these guys off the three-point line. You can't stop everything. You're not going to stop everything. Pick and roll is killing you. Your three-pointers are killing you. Your bad shots are killing you. You got to attack something. I'm running them off the three-point line. Now, if you're going to beat me, everything's going to have to be a layup. And I got rim protection, but anytime you look like you're shooting a three, I'm running somebody at you to make you swing that ball.
Good minutes there from Dane Pinot, getting an extended opportunity with no Freddie Gillespie.
8 of 11. The New Zealand Breakers from downtown. They haven't attempted a free throw yet. We've only had 4 in the game thus far. Harrison with the 5th there, cashes in.
Well, they haven't had to.
Opens his scoring count too.
They're getting layups or floaters or wide open threes. They haven't had to try and force anything through contact.
And we're speaking about Brisbane's defense. Well, we got to give New Zealand credit. They've shut Brisbane down. 32 points and a half is where you want to be as a coach.
Let's also be clear. This is why you can't read into preseason form too much. There's another. Mitch Norton's starting to set a tone. So they're getting a review here, I think, for a breakaway foul. The referee signalling after the steal from Mitch Norton, the foul on Mojave King.
Michael Allen walking over to the bench to check in on this one. They'll be reviewing it in the replay centre.
And the other change that Justin Schuler's made here is he's gone with both Norton and Bateman on the floor at the same time. Because of how quick the guards are for New Zealand and getting into the lane, pushing the pace, he's going to try and match that. And at some point, Coach, we talk about strategies and everything you're trying to do to pick apart the opposition. You've got to put the onus on the individuals too. Have some pride, step up, make players go through your chest, and just do not get screened.
Yes, players switch. Yes, there's pick and rolls, but it comes a point when you have to sit down and guard the person yourself and say, this guy's not going to do what he wants to do. I'm going to send him another way. I'm not going to let him use the screen. Now, it sounds easier said than done, but at the end of the day, if you want to win this game, there has to be a hero out here, and whoever that is has to get down and lock some people down.
Just a common foul. Menenga, Jackson, Cartwright, McCarron, Mooney, Bolden out there for the Breakers. Bateman, Norton, Adele, Prather, Harrison for the Bullets. Bateman from outside, can't hit.
I know that's a miss, but that's their best execution we've seen for a long time, especially this quarter. They got through it, they set a screen, and down the open they leave Matt Mooney wide open in the corner.
BJC with 10 and 8 in the opening half. Prather puts the head down, had it poked loose by Jackson Cartwright. 16-point Breakers lead. It's been as big as 18 in this term. It has been 24-13 as they've opened the game up.
Very, very impressive. A full team effort in this first half from New Zealand, and the game plan that they have executed to a T. I'm interested to see their plan B, because no doubt Brisbane will throw something funky in the third quarter.
They're going to have to.
They're going to have to.
Yes.
We'll see what Justin Schuler can come up with.
What do you think that locker room's going to sound like, Pete, at halftime?
I think it's going to be Justin Schuler just putting the responsibility on the players. Say, look, we can talk about what they're doing, but you're just going to take that pride in one-on-one. Stop letting players get past you, and this is better. James Bateman, Keandre Cook, Mitch Norton, they're getting up the floor. Making them start the offense with 10 seconds on the shot clock.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Jackson Cartwright wheeling and dealing and getting inside.
He is so quick, so good at just cutting through the crevices. He's so small that when you try to set that double team, he gets through it.
And you have to pick your poison right with PJC in a one-on-one matchup, right? A lot of players, when they're that quick, as there's just a little pass fake on the free throw from the referee. If you try and crawl up and in like Sam McDaniel did there, and you give him a little bit of an advantage speed-wise, he's gone. He's too crafty, he's too quick. If you take a step back, you need to have a longer defender to be able to at least contest the shot, because he's very quick in his left step back. We saw it last year in Kudos Bank Arena. The silencer, if you give him that space, he'll create it and he'll knock down a three.
So Jackson Cartwright misses the second free throw. 11 and 8 in the first half for him. McCarron and Menenga both have 7. Mojave Kings 8 on 3 of 3 shooting. Cook's got 10, 4 of 7 for the Bullets. No other Brisbane Bullets player has more than 5. Smith Milner, Deng Adel both have 5. 9 seconds remaining in this first half. Can the Bullets get something going to the break? It's a giveaway. King has taken it away, tosses it at the rim. Oh, goodness. Mojave King with the circus shot.
What a shot. And it could have been a foul call. That could have very easily been a foul call.
Probably should have been. And that about sums it up for both teams in the first half.
King crowns a terrific first half for the Breakers. 51 to 34. Remarkable first half. Let's check in with the Bullets and Kelsey Brown.
Keandre, definitely not what you were looking for in that first half, down by 17 going into the break. What do you need to change in the second?
We need to pick up the energy. We need to wake up. We need to execute, come more together, communicate. We got to do a lot of things that we've been working on, and it's not going for us right now, but we got second half to pick it up.
All the best for second half.
Keandre Cook and the Bullets have got some work to do. They trail by 17 at the half. It's the Breakers 51, the Bullets 34.
Alright, fans, check us out. It's time for some halftime entertainment. And I think it's only right that we have some fun and play the old school game, musical chairs. Now, kids, y'all know how to play musical chairs, right? We got my boy DJ Scooby over there, so he's gonna play the music. When you hear the music, you're gonna walk in a circle. And when it stops, you need to grab a seat. Whoever does not have a seat will be eliminated from the contest. Kids, you got it? All right, DJ Scooby, give me something, man. Here we go, walk in a circle, walk. Yeah, here we go. Oh, they look so serious. I've never seen kids look so serious. Oh, yeah, here we go. Up, up. Oh, sorry, young man, you are eliminated from the contest. All right, kids, stand up, stand up. Take one chair out. And we're going to continue the contest. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Oh, young lady, you are eliminated from the contest. All right, so everybody stand up. One chair out. Here we go, Scoops. Let's go. Yeah, put some pep in your step. They look so serious. They look so serious. Oh. Oh, man. It's going down to the wire. All right, everybody stand up. All right. Let's go. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. That's actually secret right here. You could have still won, man. You weren't paying attention. You are eliminated. All right, kids, stand up. Uh-oh. 3 chairs left. 4 kids. Here we go, Scoops. Uh-oh. Why are you walking like that? Why is he walking like that? Faster, faster, faster. Hey, hey. There you go, Scooby. Get him, Scooby. Why are you walking like that, sir? Oh, yeah. We are down to our final 3. All right, stand up. 2 chairs, 3 kids. Here we go.
Like a cheap suit right now. We came into this game, Leonard Cope and Peter Hawley, thinking this was going to be the Brisbane Bullets continuing on their form from the preseason, and right now the new look New Zealand Breakers led by that man Parker Jackson Cartwright, who's got 11 and 8 assists dominating the Bullets right now.
Anytime you shoot the ball the way they've shot the ball, you're going to be up. I think they shot 75% from the three-point line at one time. Parker Jackson Cartwright just carving through the defense and making the next pass, and that's why they're playing so well.
Mojave King as well, a guy for the New Zealand Breakers who come out firing a last-second shot there to end the half. He's been one of the players of the half.
Well, he has been, but really give credit to every single player. The way they're going about executing their game plan. They knew, as we said, it was no surprise that they were going to have a disadvantage in terms of the height, but they are just running rings around the Brisbane Bullets big men, and they're just dicing them up, and defensively they've held them to 34 points, so it's been very impressive.
Well, we look at the Hungry Jacks highlights right now. Mojave King dominant in that first half. The Twin Towers on the end of the Brisbane Bullets not exactly paying dividends right now.
They're struggling. I mean, look, they can't guard the guards on New Zealand's team. Parker Jackson Cartwright's just too quick. He's calling the guy, he's calling his big man up, and they're passing the ball off of that, and Mojave King's knocking that three down.
We have a look at the Blackmore shot chart right there. The 10 points, 100% from the field. Peter Hooley, if you go into the locker room at 100%, you better come out in the second half ready to fire.
Well, it should be an extra three as well. He stepped on the line where we're standing right now and knocked that one down still. He's feeling really good. He's the most improved player candidate this season, make no mistake about it. And you talk about someone who came in, understands the NBL, understands how the NBL is played. He went away for a little bit. The G League Ignite, I think, gave him the confidence to understand what he does best. And again, don't underestimate what it's like to play for a guy like Coach Kopp. Fresh out of the game, the way that he played on the international level, these players have bought in already, and we're starting to see that show. Mind you, when you're shooting this well, good things tend to happen. When that dries up, what response do we see? I'm looking forward to that.
Parker Jackson Cartwright, we know how hard it is to get an assist in the FIBA game in the NBL. He's got 8 at halftime, and they are legitimate assists. This is an NBA assist where you pass it and roll the ball out. They do 7 dribbles and score. Legitimate assist from Parker Jackson Cartwright, a fantastic first half.
He's been playing great, and I asked Peter this, Justin Schuller at halftime would have to make some kind of changes. You're not going to stop everything, but you got to be able to stop his speed and his pick and roll and the way they're shooting the ball. You got to run them off the three-point line.
Brisbane got a lot of work to get back into this one, but it's a doubleheader. Cairns and Illawarra coming up next as well. Set to be a cracking contest. Two teams, I think Cairns have been criminally underrated in the preseason. Illawarra, of course, with Justin Tatum. That one's going to kick off at 8 p.m. Finally, a full season for the Hawks under Justin Tatum. We can see what he's really got.
Cannot wait for that again. There's just such a special vibe around this Illawarra Hawks team. They brought in some nice pieces. Darius Days is going to excite both on and off the floor. He is an absolute character, but Illawarra is going to go a long way in NBL25.
Looking forward to it. You're right, Days is a quality player, but they have a real good team.
Plenty of action coming up at Hoots Fest. It is day 3, second half, coming up next.
My name's Trev and I've got the best job in the world. I'm a guide on the Cape to Cape track. Our Cape to Cape Explorer tours showcase the Cape to Cape track, a 124-kilometre wilderness hiking trail, bookended by Cape Naturalist Lighthouse and Cape Lewin Lighthouse. Our guests can do the signature experience, the 8-day guided adventure, or they can choose shorter self-guided options to suit their fitness level. The track's just got this incredible diversity from limestone cliffs and granite headlands to towering karri forest, stunning coastal vistas and a whole array of flora, fauna, orchids and wildflowers. Every day on the Cape to Cape brings something different. There's a beautiful swimming hole called the Aquarium, which we love to stop at. It's just such an exhilarating feeling standing at the top of a granite peak and just breathing in the fresh air and taking in the Indian Ocean. Guests love this tour because all they need to carry is a day pack. We sort out all the logistics so they can just really soak up the track, feel connected to the land and just enjoy that headspace.
Joining the Breakers all the way from Mexico, he is one of the brightest young prospects in international basketball. Introducing Karim Lopez.
Lopez to the rim.
Not eligible for the draft until 2026, we get to enjoy watching this next star for the next 2 years. Offensively, Karim is a smooth operator who can handle the rock, get above the rim, and knock it down from long range. Having developed his game in Europe over the past 2 years, Karim comes to the Next Star program as a projected top pick in the 2026 draft. Potential doesn't get much bigger than this. Remember the name Karim Lopez.
And remember the voice, Pete Hawley, telling us all about the New Zealand Next Star, Karim Lopez. He's an exciting prospect, of course, played internationally last year at Babylonia, the same Spanish club that produced Ricky Rubio, Rudy Fernandez, a long history, and he looks a real talent, Pete.
Absolutely, and again, whatever growth and production they get from him this season is a bonus. It's a 2-year prospect. He comes with a massive rap out of Mexico. This is all about learning, understanding what it takes to be a pro, playing against grown men in a very physical league, and then next year we're really going to see him flourish before he declares for the draft.
And this New Zealand team that is 3-12 in this venue is up by 17 at the half, 51-34. And there are some adjustments to make for Justin Schuller and his team, Coach.
Absolutely, they got to make some adjustments. They got to shut something down. Can't give up everything. They're giving away the jump shot. They're giving away the three. They're giving away the high pick and roll.
Harrison can't get it to go. They've been giving the ball away as well. 10 turnovers, 19 turnovers between these two teams in the first half. New Zealand shooting at 64%, 8 of 12 from downtown. Jackson Cartwright snaking his way cross court. Mooney inside. Nice feed underneath to Bolden.
If I'm Justin Schuller, I'd be close to calling a timeout after that. They managed to score another layup off the drop-off pass from a turnover, and you've probably just given them a spray at halftime. What tone do we want to set?
Milner outside.
That's a pretty shot, isn't it? He shoots it with such confidence.
He's always done that. It's always been a strong part of his game.
Again, their problem isn't down here. Yes, they need to score points, but it just seems like New Zealand are doing whatever they want to do. They're getting whatever they want. If it's a three, if it's a layup, it's just too easy.
It's a layup. But again, that was probably their best defended drops, the initial action where you stay on the hip, Keondre Cook, but then when you get him down low, that's Tyler Harrison ran away. You've just got to stay there and kind of clamp it up as Smith Milner tries to go back-to-back.
And Harrison tips it in. So a little bit of good fortune there for the Bullets. Coming off a really bizarre year. Toby Smith-Milner, of course, he completely fell out of the Adelaide rotation after the coaching change last year, and the edict to play a different rotation. Now getting an opportunity with the Bullets. Menenga inside. Good defense from Smith-Milner.
He's making an impact right now. He's the one. Hits a three, takes a charge on the other end. But if you notice the defensive scheme in the first 2 minutes here from the Bullets, they're playing the drops defense on everyone but PJC. When PJC is in any sort of handoff or ball screen action, they are getting after him. Tyler Harrison's trying to push him back to the halfway line. You want to get the ball out of his hands. And I like that approach from Justin Schuller's men.
The problem is they tried that, and Parker Jackson Cartwright's so fast, he got around.
You have to be there early.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you're in big trouble. You have to switch something, go to your backup plan.
Cook, Bateman, Adele, Smith, Milner, Harrison, the 5 starters out there for Brisbane. For the Breakers, Menenga, Jackson Cartwright, Darling, Mooney, Bolden. No good there for Brisbane. Bolden comes up with it. And Mooney was fouled at the other end.
The other thing that, when you're trying to peg back a lead that's been around 16 points for a while, the one no-pass offenses, that ain't going to cut it. You've got to get the ball through hands. You've got to execute. We've said they started to run a couple of nice things in the back half of the second quarter. Unless you're on a fast break and have an advantage, find your point guard, run through a play and get a good-looking shot.
Jackson Cartwright can't get it to go. Harrison pulls it down. 3 rebounds now for the big man, and a giveaway again for Brisbane. Turnover number 11, and you can't let this man have the space to operate in. He dishes it off to Menenga, who fumbled it to Bolden, who puts it in.
Now, Keondre Cook had a lane, right? He had the right idea, but what he missed was Toy Smith-Milner trailing wide open. He just missed one, but he knocked one down before. That's what New Zealand was doing in the first half. They were finding the extra pass, the wide open shot.
Breakers' defense has been terrific, stifling this Bullets offense. Cook goes inside, gets tangled up.
I tell you what, if there's anybody out there that thought New Zealand was going to be easy beats, got another thing coming.
That's a little bit of a message to the competition, isn't it?
Absolutely it is. And they got talent starting 5, but they got talent coming off the bench. And the way they play is going to disrupt a lot of people in this league. They get it and go. And they got a point guard who can do it. And he's willing. He's a willing passer. He's a scorer, but he will find you if you're open. And then they got the ability to knock down a 3. They're tough.
And ideally, they would get off to a fast start, of course, with their travel commitments and their schedule. And we thought after the Blitz, maybe they wouldn't get off to that start that they wanted. But this has been a real show out from Petteri Koppanen's men. Been good to see. 7 minutes remaining here in this third period. Breakers 57, Bullets 41. John Peterson, Pete Hooley, Leonard Copeland, Felix von Hoff and Kelsey Brown with you. First of a doubleheader. Cairns and the Hawks getting set to go after this. Jackson Cartwright got some separation, couldn't find the finish, and Cook comes up with the loose ball.
It was great rotation help from Dengadell in that possession. They look more switched on the defensive end. Everybody's moving and together.
How's that
Last touch by Bateman.
How's that not a foul?
A bit of physicality going on, isn't there?
A reach.
And Tisovic comes in for Jonah Bolden. He'll spend a season with the South East Melbourne Phoenix a couple of years ago. Pranair Tisovic has been playing professionally in Germany the last couple of seasons. Part of the world, Keondre Cook's been plying his trade. Menenga for 3.
There has to be a rotation on that because there's no way.
Or at least
Harrison can't get back to. If he's jumping out on that point guard, there's no way he can get back to his man. He's too far to go.
Cook leads the Bullets in scoring. Harrison starting to get going. He's up to 6.
Really assertive in that. When they roll the ball down to him this year, you think about the growth over the last few seasons for Harrison.
And he's been injured as well, but.
Oh, it's another breakdown. Defensively, that's what you talk about. If you're going to get caught up on a screen, it just has to be a switch. The miscommunication, the breakdown, just allows them to get another layup.
9th assist for PJC, who is headed toward a double-double to open this season.
And 0 turnovers.
Just ruthlessly efficient. Cook from outside.
And I thought that was going to be an unsportsmanlike foul, and that's what they've called here. Anytime you go with the outside hand in that hugging motion, you're always going to get a chance to get given an unsportsmanlike foul. Have another look here, that right there. It's an easy call. You know, you're beaten for speed. But he is lightning quick.
It was the first thing, and especially when you see him in person, it does show up on the TV, but when you see him in person, it's another level of speed.
Yes, it is.
A long time ago, I think it was Devin Harris, who was playing for the New Jersey Nets, set a world record on an all-star game for a full court. Is it up and back or just one length on the floor with the basketball? PJC, I'd love to see him have a crack.
You know, I'm sitting here racking my brain on how to shut this thing down. And if I'm Brisbane, I'm running a double team off of Dar, another layup.
But again, you're talking about it, Copes. Look how high that ball screen was.
Yeah.
That was nearly in the Hungry Jacks logo, and they're still hard hedging it to get the ball out of his hands. He throws it to Menenga, and there's no rotation. You just can't rely on 2 guys in a ball screen to fix it. Everybody else has to help each other out. You've got to stunt, you've got to rotate.
20-point lead is a game high halfway through this third period. Darling back out there for the Breakers. Menenga inside. Finds King, blocked by Harrison. Menenga puts it in.
And Darling's yet to take a shot. So whoever's guarding him has got to rotate or at least try to double to get that ball out of the point guard's hand.
65-43 as Justin Schuler calls timeout. And he's got all manner of issues to try and sort out in that Brisbane Bullets huddle at the moment. The timeout for Tangerine. A game-high 22-point lead to the Rakers. 8 of 13 from downtown, 27 of 43 from the field. And Parker Jackson-Cartwright has 13 and 9 assists. Menenga has 13. Mojave King has 10. They're all in on the act. And the first-year coach for the Breakers, Pettery Coppinen, he's going to be pretty happy with what he's seeing.
Hey, next play, we call 4 sides. Matt this corner, 4 sides. Get open, pass today. And after you try to screen for Matt. 4 sides. Let's go, Matt.
They've got to keep the foot on the gas right now, New Zealand. And if you're Justin Schuler, I can't imagine that was a very happy timeout. They're just picking them apart. And a lot of those little breakdowns, when you're trying to figure out how to get on the same page defensively, what that often means is you're a step slower and you lose that extra hustle. Got to get up the floor, try something new, full court press, double team maybe, anything to spark some energy defensively from the players.
Cook, Norton, Prather, Harrison, McDaniel, 5 for Justin Schuler. Lopez, McCarron, Anticevich, Mooney, Pinot. For Coach Cox. Harrison digs the shoulder into the chest of Dane Pinot.
I'm just not feeling the defensive pressure that I thought I would see from the Brisbane Bullets. I don't know if it's because they got behind so early that they forgot the game plan, but when you got guys that can play defense.
I was just thinking, we need to see Isaac White in this game to kind of spark something as he walks to the bench.
Mooney, long 2.
And that right there's a great defensive set because they had help. Everybody's helping each other. They're moving as one. You're right, Coach. We just haven't seen that pressure, and a lot of it can be from the shoulders up, and you come out with a lack of intent. Nothing a coach says is going to flick the switch. You've got to flick it yourself.
Cook wasn't helped by the rim on that occasion. Mooney at the other end, probing, surveying his way inside, steps through, pretty move.
That's just, it's pretty on one end, but it's ugly on the other.
Pretty ugly.
Pretty ugly.
When you play the drops defense too, that's the way you can really attack it. That snake dribble that we've seen Delhi make a living out of throughout the course of his career, cutting back across the ball screen, just have so many advantages. Here's Casey Prather, blocked by Dane Pinot.
10-0 run for the Breakers, and they are searching for more. They smell blood in the water, New Zealand. Pinot finishes it off. It's a 26-point margin.
This is incredible.
It is getting out of hand rapidly.
This is something I just did not expect.
There's the Amy replay, just another breakdown. Miscommunication, and Justin Schuler not happy, and rightly so.
Well, he hadn't been happy the whole game. I'll tell you right now, New Zealand are having fun. They're high-fiving, they're laughing, the coaches got these guys playing basketball like it should be played. And as much as you want to point the finger, Brisbane aren't in it. I mean, they're not doing it. They're not doing it.
They've been a long way from it.
They're getting from the opening tip, right? And again, a lot of it can be that false sense of, we've got enough here to get it done. We've seen stuff in the preseason. Preseason basketball and regular season basketball are completely different things.
But is it fair to say, and I don't know about you, Joe, but I know me and Pete talked about it in the pregame, is it fair to say we all thought Brisbane had enough?
Oh, no, yeah. And again, I think that they do. I don't think that you can judge a team just based on this compared to other things that we've seen. But you also have to understand, when the game started and the way that the Breakers were picking them apart, they were knocking down shots at a high rate. When you've got a team that's shooting really hot, they haven't hit a 3 in this quarter.
You've got to understand that eventually that should die down. Stay the course. Stay there with your level of intensity and effort. They weren't there.
McDaniel on the drive. He's fouled and can't score. So in the opening frame, it was 17-15. The Bullets led. Since then, 52-26. New Zealand has doubled Brisbane's scoring.
Oh. You've just got to, we talk about weathering the storm when New Zealand got hot, couldn't miss. Again, they were getting hot on open shots too. So the defensive breakdowns were there. Mahave King couldn't miss. Mitch McCarron hit a 3. Sam Menenga started it all off with a 3 ball. When you're the Brisbane Bullets and you keep seeing the ball go through the net, it can be deflating. You can't allow that to happen when you're trying to set a tone defensively.
And the problem being, other teams are watching, and they see how to get under Brisbane Bullets' skin. You know what I mean? So unless Brisbane make a drastic change here.
69-45. And this Bullets team that came in with so much promise has been thoroughly upended here at HBF Arena. Pinot keeps the possession alive for the Bullets. Mooney gets it back to the big man. 6 on the shot clock for New Zealand. McCarron to Anticevic. Another rebound. Pinot's come over the top.
Good hustle there from Isaac White. He was the tone setter in that possession. He was all up and in, Matt Mooney. And then Mitch Norton, undersized, just pushing Dave Pinot back.
Breakers 69, Bullets 45. Let's check in courtside with Kelsey Brown.
Not surprisingly, Justin Schuller in the last 2 timeouts has been incredibly frustrated. He said we're too soft in the keyway, too many second chance points. He said offensively you need to let the ball do the work, and they want to find some pace offensively. Too slow for the Bullets at the moment.
Also, I think it was very watered down from Kelsey, I reckon. I reckon there were some expletives in there from Justin Schuller.
That was the G-rated version. Kels understands it's a family show.
100%.
Maybe the second leg of the double header. Joe might come up with the
easiest way to push the pace, coach, is to pressure up defensively and get stops. If you're constantly taking the ball out of the net, it's hard to push the pace.
Have been doing
different.
That a lot. 60% shooting for the Breakers. A little bit of full court pressure from the Bullets. Lopez hasn't opened his account as yet. Anger's got 13. McCarron underneath. And it's going back Brisbane's way.
One Coach Copper's just having a chat to his men. Just keeping an eye on this possession here and the next one. You don't want to go into 3/4 time with any sort of momentum to Brisbane. Take the time out of maybe getting TJC back in. And here comes TJC on cue.
You've been dialing them up, Pete. You've been right on with the predictions tonight. Wide outside for Norton, and that's a much-needed bucket.
1, 2, 3.
Isaac White's come in and really made a bit of a difference because he's up and in. He's disrupting their offense.
And that's where the drops defense is effective. Isaac White just stuck on the hip, did all the work.
Matt Mooney goes for a slip and slide into the crowd, and Norton gets another 2 to go.
Coach Cobb went to call a timeout and then said no because there's a minute left. I'm still calling it.
Yeah.
If you don't get a score here and Brisbane get another bucket or 2 toward 3/4 time, this thing can really swing.
Mooney, cross-court pass to Menenga. The big man drains another.
Come on.
How good is he?
Change of scenery.
9 of 16 for the Breakers. They are red hot from downtown. White tries his luck. A rough shooting season last year. Isaac White around 21% from 3. Goes back and lights it up in the NBL 1 every off-season. Hopefully he can find his shot. 2-second difference between shot and game clock as we wind things down in this third period. Breakers by 20. Mooney with the spin move. Can't finish. Menenga to put it back in. Can't get the roll. But the Breakers continue to dominate here at HBF Arena. They've got a decisive, commanding lead at 3/4 time. New Zealand 72 to the Bullets 52. And Sam Menenga's got 16 points to lead all scorers. So much going on at Hoops Fest. Final quarter coming up next.
We got Hugo and we got Tyson. They say they fast. They say they both can play basketball. So here's what you got to do. Each contestant will run to the opposite side of the court and make a layup. Then they run back to the other side of the court and make a layup. And the first person who will tag my hand right here in center court will win some NBL merch. You guys are ready? Why y'all looking so serious? Why you looking so serious? Here we go. Y'all better cheer them on in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, they look serious. They came to play. All right, hurry up, all the way to the end. First person who tagged my hand is the winner. Boy, you almost ran me over. What's wrong with you? I said tag my hand, not run me over. Well, congratulations. You are the layup champion. You will be awarded this new champion bag. Let me borrow that next week. Congratulations. That boy almost knocked me over. 6'5". So proud, 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 so proud. Yeah, Lord. Listen to what I'm saying. Now I'm showing up. That I'm coming at you. This one thing I'm true to me. Bob Sinclair. It's a dancing. Listen. To where it is bounce. Yeah.
Three-quarter time at HBF Arena. Not too far away from the centre of Perth. Not too far away from the beautiful City Beach either. Here in gorgeous Western Australia. And the Breakers lead by 20 with a quarter to go. Life's been a beach for them in this game so far. And it has been tough sledding for the Bullets. An interesting start here. McCarron loses the handle. It passes it to the face of Menenga. 5 on the shot clock for PJC. He scoots inside, kicks it, plays around with it, and doesn't beat the 24-second clock.
Great defense. They were switching between Mitch Norton and Sam McDaniel, their two best perimeter defenders. They just got up and in and switched everything. And then this right here, look at the help from McDaniel, and then Norton stays on it, gets a hand. Shot clock violation. That right there needs to be the way they play the entire game.
I have a feeling that's not what Coach Kopp threw up at three-quarter time.
Not at all. Yeah, you're right. The Brisbane have their best 3 defenders on the floor right now. Norton, McDaniel, and White, sorry. And these guys have to switch everything and make this thing disruptive to get it back.
2 on the shot clock now for the Bullets. Ball's out of court. We'll stay with Brisbane. Got a couple of seconds to work with. New Zealand by 20. 3 on the red numbers for Brisbane. Norton's got a jacket immediately. Hand in the face. Breakers shooting 59%. And Tisevich banks it home.
It's just so easy.
Also, that's what Mitch McCarron is for, right? Another ball handler. He understood exactly what they were trying to get to.
.22 lead for the Breakers.
Here's the other side of it, Coach. This might be one of their best defensive lineups. Good take there from Isaac White, but offensively, who's going to set up and who are you running plays for? Isaac White just had to put his head down and attack.
The lead out to 26 in that third period. New Zealand on a couple of occasions. McCarron for 3. Three-point shooting has cooled off a little bit, the Breakers, but they're still 50% on the night. Isaac White spots McDaniel in the pass, had a little bit too much juice on it.
It's the other side of it, isn't it?
That is the other side.
Defensively, you've got the pressure, you've got the group that's trying to spark something, but offensively, who's your go-to guy? Where is your Keandre Cooks? Where is your
Ding-a-dell and
James Bateman?
So 74-54 Breakers lead. Just under 2 minutes gone in this final term. Let's check in courtside with Kelsey.
Yeah, two very different coaches at the moment. Justin Schuller sent a message to his players and he said the 5 on the court need to start setting a standard and save some face with this margin. Alternatively, Coach Cobb, he was so relaxed just running through some plays, very casual.
Is that the G-rated version, Kelsey, or is that verbatim?
Very G-rated. I wish I could say the rest.
That's Kelsey Brown courtside with us this evening. Joel Peterson, Pete Hooley, Leonard Copeland, Felix von Hoff with you. Offensive foul on PJC.
Great take.
Read him perfectly. Great take.
Exactly, he's going to go to the Euro step.
It's about the only thing that's gone wrong for him tonight. Parker Jackson Cartwright.
His first turnover. And if you're looking at this game thinking, well, the reason the Bullets have lost is just because they keep turning the ball over. That was the 15th turnover for New Zealand, and there's only 14 for Brisbane, which is too many for both teams. Yeah. The fact that New Zealand's turned it over more and they're still up 20 is concerning.
And Bolden getting set to check back into the game. White on the attack. Bateman for 3. Just the 2 points for James Bateman, 1 of 5. 3 turnovers, 3 assists. Been a tough outing. He's first for the Bullets. Mooney to Menenga. Got Harrison up in the air and finishes inside.
He's been unbelievable. Sam Menenga and Justin Schuller not happy. He's just turned straight to Rocco. Even the miscommunication there, James Bateman signalling to Keandre Cook and Isaac White that they're in a set that they weren't in. Nobody's on the right page.
So under 7 minutes remaining, 76-54. I said earlier, Pete, you've been spot on with predictions tonight in terms of when players and things have happened out on the court. The rebounding battle at the moment is 17-26 in favour of New Zealand. I've got a feeling that's not how you saw that it might happen.
Absolutely not. I think both our predictions will be way off.
I think everybody's predictions way off.
You thought Brisbane would out-rebound New Zealand by 20+. You thought Brisbane would beat New Zealand by 10+.
Oh, wow.
And at the moment, they lead by 20, the Breakers, and they're up on the rebounding count. It's been...
Thanks, Joel. We can count.
That's all right. It's been...
It is game 1, and we keep receipts on you too.
That's all right. You had me a few times at the blitz, so I'm just getting my own back. Menenga gets inside.
You talked about other teams taking notes of this, Copes. What they're going to take a look at is if they've got agile big men, how they can really attack the feet of Tyrell Harrison and Rocco Zikarsky. And you look around the league, besides maybe Isaac Humphries, Will Magnay to a degree, the really guys who are going to post up are going to go banging bodies, where Harrison and Rocco will be at their best defensively. The Sydney Kings will play Cam Oliver and Xavier Cooks even at the 5, putting the ball on the floor. Keanu Pinder, we saw it last night. He wants to put the ball on the floor. Sam Froling we'll see in the next game. He's very aggressive. All these other guys are going to really test how quickly they can move their feet as big men.
How impressive have you been with Menenga?
He's been tough. Look, knocking down the 3. But then good enough to get to the basket and make that layup. There you go.
He's not afraid of the moment. He had a little cheeky smile to Coach Kopp there. Again, the silver lining in having your starting big man suspended. Good backdoor play there from Isaac White. And this may count as a goaltend. This could be an M1 opportunity. Michael Aylen just having a chat. See who touched the net.
No basket interference. No, Karen 8.
I'll tell you what, so Michael Aylen said they had no chance of going in.
What do you think?
Oh, just based on that initial replay, when the net was grabbed, it looked like the ball was heading up towards the rim.
I think at the end of the day, looks like New Zealand's going to win this game, but Brisbane have to go back and they have to be a little bit disappointed in themselves.
Oh, be very disappointed with how well they played in the preseason and what they looked like they were building towards. But Sam Meninga, 21 points, 2 of 4 from outside. He's got 6 rebounds. He has been a force tonight. And everybody was talking about Harrison and Zikarsky, and I bet you that little smile over at Coach Klopp was probably a little bit to us as well.
Yeah.
He's king. He can't come up with the goods. Cook's wide open. Bolden comes up with it for the Breakers.
Cook hit his first one. Now he's 2 of 6 from 3.
Meninga got Zikarsky in the air. Outside to Bolden. Doing a little bit of everything is Sam Meninga.
And I know that's a miss, but why are you coming off the strong side corner like that? You want to let Sam Meninga have to try and finish over the outstretched hands of Zikarsky, and there's James Bateman pushing the pace. You get stops, you can run. They just haven't got enough stops. 58 points on the board.
Wow. It's just not enough.
58 points on the board, and their opponents are shooting 58% from the field. Has it? So 79-58, Breakers lead, and they are well and truly in charge of this one.
Your score is Breakers 79, Bullets 58. NBL Hoopfest presented by the Western Australian State Government for Tourism Western Australia. The Hoops Fest final is tomorrow with a big clash between the 36ers and the Kings. Scan the QR code to secure your tickets right now. In the latest breaking news, direct to your device, check out the live sports and track your favorite players' super coach numbers via the free NBL app on the App Store or Google Play right now. Enjoy exclusive content by signing up to NBL Plus.
Dave, miss, don't use the back team because if they're showing. Break it down, we got shots, guys, straight in quickly.
Why not play the game that any NBL fan can win? Join now at supercoach.com.au.
So 21-point lead. We see Parker Jackson Cartwright and Sam Meninga sitting on the bench. Meninga with 21. He's 1 away from a career high. Parker Jackson Cartwright has got 13 and 9 assists for the New Zealand Breakers, who've led by as many as 26 in this game. Bateman at the free throw line. It has been a tough night for the Bullets point guard.
It sure has, but just looking through the box score, Keandre Cook, 4 of 13 from the field. Other than that, no one's taken more than 5 shots.
That's crazy.
And I didn't expect that Keandre Cook was going to be that volume scorer or field goal attempts compared to everybody else. Not like he's forced too many bad shots, but I thought this was going to be James Bateman's team.
Karen inside. He thinks that should be shots. He's been a bit aggrieved with the refereeing tonight, Mitch McCarron, on a few occasions.
Oh, absolutely, he's going up to shoot that. It's hard to try and shoot it after they've slapped that at your hands.
Casey Prather checking back into the game. Zikarsky sits down, so Adele, Cook, Prather, Smith, Milner, Bateman out there for the Bullets. Pinot, King, Bolden, McCarron and Mooney. And the offense is running through for the Breakers. Float game from Dane Pinot, just doesn't go. Bateman in transition. Prather the trail 3. Got it.
Needed that one to go. It's their 7th 3. So they're 6 of 20. Compared to 9 of 19. So only 1 3 in this second half for New Zealand. They're just scoring at the rim.
We saw the Wildcats last night put up 40-something. So these two teams haven't even combined for that in terms of attempts. New Zealand have been so efficient in getting what they want at the rim that they haven't needed it.
Oh, here we go. So there's Coach Cobb's first official challenge, and it came from Ahave King
who was adamant that it didn't come off. 100% looked like that was swiped back onto his knee. Sometimes you can't feel it in the moment. Copes, you know when you're going up and someone swipes down at it and the ball comes back and just trickles off your knee. But he did enough to... Maybe this is Coach Cop's welcome to don't listen to the players moment. Every new coach has one.
That's right. You've got to work out who you can trust to have the finger waggle responsibility. So this is a big test for Coach Cop, but also for Mojave King and his role within the review process.
Might have a good point here. Doesn't look like it's come off his knee at all. It's more that swipe down there. And if you actually break, so the replay center can break it down frame by frame, zoom in on these quick plays, these bang bang plays right here. You can see it can kind of come off Mojave King last, even though it doesn't feel like it, but in split second, they're very hard to overturn.
And it has been successful, the coach's challenge.
Let's go, please. Let's go.
Unsuccessful.
Sounds like it's unsuccessful.
Oh, yeah.
So all of us get something wrong every now and again. Right, Joe?
Exactly. Oh, don't worry, Copes. I get plenty wrong. The unsuccessful.
Again, it's hard because in the it's the NBA actually ended up changing it after they initiated the coach's challenge, where on those kind of bang bang plays, the basketball play, it wouldn't be this way. Where if you actually break that down frame by frame, the last second it's going to come off Mojave King.
Casey Prather going inside, can't get it to go. Let's check in with Ray Hunt about that decision.
Yeah, the ball was tapped out and came off wide.
There you go, pretty decisive in the end. Breakers by 17, Brisbane ball. Casey Prather going to the line.
If you're a Brisbane Bullet fan, don't be disappointed. They don't look like themselves today. They just, I mean, we obviously know they can play better than this. I think, though, they got to clean the defense up.
Can you just wipe the slate clean, or like, how thoroughly would you have to review this if you're Justin Schuller?
You got to go in there and raise some eyebrows and yell and scream and here we go.
Floating to the hoop imperiously.
He's going to be most improved player candidate.
Cook at the other end's able to get one to go. It's exciting from Mojave King, though. 12 points, 5 of 7. He's been efficient. And Parker Jackson-Cartwright has a double-double of 13 and 10 assists. What a start to the season for PJC. That'll make the Breakers happy. I would imagine that'll make plenty of Supercoach owners happy as well on the Amy replay.
Mojave King.
Grown man,
he's bouncy, but this is the confidence he's playing with. Just goes up. Says, if you want to jump with me, I'll meet you at the summit.
Oh, PJC at the elbow. He got Bateman up in the air, couldn't finish. Adele with the rebound. Bullets running the floor. Cook with a tough hang.
If you're a fan and you've never seen the game, you would think New Zealand have played together for a while because of the way they're passing the ball and the way they know offenses and the way they're switching on defense.
PJC upstairs, can't get it to go. We're back to 12 points here as the Bullets are rolling back into this one. Smith-Milner is way off with the three. And we saw the Breakers cough up a game at the Blitz against Perth.
I just want to be a little careful here. They played way too well to get this close.
Still 3 minutes remaining.
That three would have definitely made it interesting, I'll tell you now.
Hawks and the Snakes coming up after this. Plenty of eyes on that matchup to see what those two teams can deliver. Foul on Smith-Milner, who hits the hardwood.
These are the minutes where we're getting Mitch McCarron into the game. A veteran presence. You've got PJC out there, yes. Matt Mooney, new to the league. Max Darling's out there. He's been out there a lot. Mojave King, still young.
And
here we go. Here comes Mitch McCarron.
Just tick the box again, Pete. Just tick the box again.
Similar age, me and Cop. But you just want that veteran leadership, the presence.
Mid-season form already, Pete Hooley. There's another game to come tomorrow as well. Finish off Hoops Fest, Adelaide and Sydney, 2:30 Eastern time. That game will, of course, be on Channel 10. NBL back on free-to-air TV of every game on ESPN via KO, and the Sunday 2:30 matchups on 10 and 10 play.
PJC, the first breaker to have a double-double with assists since Will McDowell-White in January 2023, and then his first double-double as a breaker.
And an easy double-double. He had 8 assists at halftime.
Haven't hit any threes in this one, in the second half.
Almost tossed that one away. Mooney comes up with it. 8 on the shot clock here for New Zealand. 2.5 minutes remaining. 10-point ball game. They've had it out to as many as 26 points. Jackson Cartwright for 3.
Why you bring Mitch McCarron into the game. Chasing down, getting another possession. Just running the shot clock down.
New 14. Menenga now. 5 on the shot clock. He can't hit.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
They're just hungrier.
They don't want it.
It's been like this all game. The game is still there to be taken away. You could snatch it. You give up 2 offensive rebounds.
And 1 to the smallest player on the floor.
That's a charge.
Menenga inside. He can't finish.
Give it up, he's got to give it up.
James Bateman almost got landed on. And Dowell on the other end for the Bullets. They got 1 minute and 45 left and a 10-point margin to make up. Oh, big hit from Cook.
It's getting interesting now.
And now it tests the nerve of New Zealand, because they are still very much in the box seat.
Got a flag warning on the last play. Got a flag warning play here. He just sits down.
So it'll be a New Zealand side ball. Minute 37 remaining. 81-74. PJC put it away. Here he comes. You know the rest.
He's just so crafty. Just so good.
Parker Jackson Cartwright with 15 and 10.
Don't need these fouls right now, though, because they're in the bonus, which means the clock stops and they get a chance to knock down 2.
And get a chance to set their defense.
It's a full court pressure.
And I get White back on the floor just to give these other guys a quick break. He's capable of knocking down that 3, but he gets up and in on the defensive end.
Yeah, I'm going, when you're chasing the tail like this, I'm just going ultra small. Switch everything, hustle everything, get after it. Play Dangadell at the 5.
So it's back to a 7-point spread. Minute 15 remaining. Mooney, Darling, Jackson Cartwright, McCarron and Menenga the 5 for New Zealand. Cook, Norton, Adele, Prey, the Harrison for the Bullets. Foul at midcourt.
Now they're in the bonus, which means PJC walks down for 2. Another look here. I like the full court pressure.
He's been deep in it. As advertised on return, PJC. Thought we might have lost him when he signed the deal in Turkey in the off-season, but coming back to the Breakers.
This door is still ajar. 1 minute 10 to go, 7-point ball game. Andre Cooks hit 4 threes. Casey just hit 1 a couple of minutes ago.
So 1 of 2 at the line for Jackson Cartwright. Prather's been in plenty of big games. Can't hit the big shot there. And the Breakers take over with under a minute remaining. Menenga's had a game high, a team high 21. Cook's got a game high 22. 10 on the shot clock for New Zealand, protecting an 8-point lead. Trying to come away from Hoops Fest with a W as they start a tough stretch in their schedule, and Mitch McCarron buries it. And he might have buried the Bullets.
No timeout.
No timeout here.
Well, there is a timeout and a bit of confusion here. But as it stands, a 10-point ball game. New Zealand, you have to feel happy for them. Everything that's happened in the off-season, 0-4 in the pre-season. There was a closed-door scrimmage in there, which was another tough loss to Sydney from all reports. And they have come out here, executed. For Coach Kopp to potentially get his first win in game one takes a lot of weight off the shoulders.
And they played the way they wanted to play. I mean, they ran the offense the way they wanted to run it. They knocked down threes. The point guards quick enough to get through double teams and make the right decision. And guys on the wing are knocking down plays. So you got to be happy with the way they play.
Completely on their terms for most of the game. Has it been, and Brisbane's obviously made it close toward the end, but has it been New Zealand really good or Brisbane not what we expected?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. New Zealand have been very good, in fact. But Brisbane has been disappointing on the defensive end. And I think by playing the defense they played, it's hurt them on the offensive end as well. You come back thinking about your man scoring on you, you're not focused on that offensive end, so.
Talk about glue guys and guys who just do things. They don't show up on a box score, but clearly there's something works with Max Darling on the floor for Coach Kopp. He's played 16 minutes in this game. He has not attempted a single shot. He's got 1 assist and no other stats besides 2 fouls. And if you're the Brisbane Bullets, why are you not rotating, trying forcing him to shoot the ball? It's easier in hindsight to look at all these things. As Harrison's going to get an and one. Just keeps the door slightly ajar.
I said it earlier. If you're going to double team off Darling because he's not even looking to shoot the ball. Make him beat you. If he knocks it down 1 or 2 times, then okay, you go back to the way you're playing. But if you run off of him, let's see what he can do.
So Harrison for the old-fashioned three-point play. The door, it's still unlocked.
It might be unlocked. There's a bulldog or there's a Rottweiler waiting on you when you walk in there.
Get the beware the dog sign up. Here's Menenga. Off by the underside of the backboard. He was flying to the hoop.
How good has he been?
My question to you, Pete, he's played so well. When the big fella comes back, what do?
Still think they need a bit more of a scoring punch off the bench, so...
You keep in the starting lineup?
I think you're probably going to have to based on this performance.
100%.
I think you're going to have to say, look, we obviously won a game. We hadn't won before that. This kind of works what we like. I don't think anybody had the idea that he would be probably option number 2, but he's looked exceptional tonight, and more so just these stats. It's just the mindset that he's been in. He's been aggressive from the opening tip, shooting the 3 ball. He's 2 of 5 from 3.
He stays in that lineup as long as we're playing well.
Equal career high, 22 for Sam Menenga to go with 7 rebounds. 9 of 17 from the field, a couple of threes. And New Zealand lead by 8. Half a minute remaining. The Bullets coming off an undefeated campaign at the Blitz. Haven't produced their best here this evening. Enganell from outside splashes it in.
A little turnover here.
They keep chipping away here, the Bullets.
Offensive, defensive sub.
It's not over. It's still not over. 5-point lead with 21 seconds.
Hey, we've seen crazier things in the NBL.
Absolutely. 26-point lead was the most the Breakers had it into. Got to get it in. They do just. Ravers taking it away. 3-point game.
Got to get a timeout here.
Timeout, New Zealand.
What in the...
Surely they couldn't cop this up.
Oh, word. Well, where was this all game? Where was this full court pressure all game? Just setting a tone.
Wow.
And again, there might be a bit of contact, but if you set that from the opening tip, then you get away with things. Macy Prather's in there, gets the steal. And things are getting testy.
And that was very close to a 5-second too, Joel. Very close.
They dug themselves an almighty hole, the Brisbane Bullets, and somehow, by some way, they are trying to clamber out of it.
Well, I'm getting Mojave King in this game if I'm New Zealand. So Max Darling, we spoke about it, but he's not a ball handler. You need as many ball handlers and free throw shooters as possible, because they will try and get the ball into his hands and foul him. He hasn't taken a shot the entire game. So Menenga
PJC, McCarron, Mooney, and Mojave King.
And if you're the Bullets, what's the play out of the timeout?
I think you just got to get up and double. Continue to play the way you played the last 2 minutes.
Well, I would assume New Zealand Breakers will make Max Darling inbound it. Otherwise, if he's going to be on the floor, he has not taken a shot. You want to see what he's like at the free throw line with the game on the line. Just make sure you're fronting everybody else and try and get the ball into him. So Matt Mooney, one of their better free throw shooters, is going to inbound it. So if I'm Dengadell, I'm facing inwards and trying to, wherever PJC goes on Mitch McCarron, I'm going to try and blanket that, essentially a double team. And if you're Casey Prather, you want to just let Matt Darling touch the ball.
Mooney needs to get it in again. He does this time to PJC. Bateman got a piece of it.
Oh, I'm not
Foul
so sure.
is called.
The foul is on the Bullets, number 5, James Bateman.
I don't know about that one, Pete. Oh, that looked clean.
I'm not sure if Justin Schuller has a timeout left to challenge. Max Darling sits down and Mojave King comes in now. So no timeouts left for Justin Schuller. Otherwise, he could have had to think about challenging that.
PJC just missed free throw a few minutes ago.
Even still, the first player off the screen on the inbounds was Max Darling. You're okay with that. You're okay with that. Send the young fella to the line with the game in the situation that it is and see how he feels.
I think Mooney smart enough to realize that too.
But if you're Brisbane, just let it happen. Just step right off.
So 5 points to spread, 17 seconds remaining.
Right here will make it interesting.
Cook steps into it and knocks it down!
Boy.
Keandre Cook! Can you smell what the Bullets are cooking? 8 seconds remaining. PJC, they need to get a hand on him. They can't. He's just running around in the backcourt. Eventually, they foul him.
But this is where, Copes, this is where your leaders have to step up, because everything is inside your head right now.
Absolutely.
Every free throw you've ever taken, it's all different with the game on the line, and you played too well to be in this position.
He's an ultimate professional.
35-18 here in this final quarter. PJC at the line. 3 seconds left, 3-point lead.
He makes it, it's over.
Well, if he makes it, just stay wide away from everybody. Do not go close for a 4-point play.
20 and 11 for PJC. And the Bullets need a miracle. Smith Milner will step into it. And the New Zealand Breakers snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They have escaped from Hoops Fest with a W, having led by 26 points. They win 91-87. The Brisbane Bullets gave them everything they could handle down the stretch, and after that, you're left wondering, where on earth was that for 3 quarters?
You spoke about it, Coach, about 5-6 minutes to go. What do they want to get out of the game? It's that. They've just showed something to Justin Schuller about the way they need to play from now on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Justin's, his message will be a little bit different now. You know, I mean, the fact that they didn't give up, the fact that they came and gave it a hard try. But you have to ask the question, where was this the whole game, Joe? You got to ask that question.
Meninga with 22. Parker Jackson Cartwright has 20 and 11, and Coach Kopp delivers the Breakers a win to start their campaign. We've talked about how tough their schedule is, and that is so valuable as they head back home for South East Melbourne next week and then abroad.
Absolutely it is, and to get the first win as a coach, congratulations to Coach Kopp, his first career win in the NBL and as a professional head coach.
So Sam Meninga, an equal career best, 22 points. He's our Foot Locker player of the game. He's with Kelsey Brown.
Sam, a bit of drama at the end there. They came back. You had a 26-point lead in that third quarter. They came back. How did it feel out there? Was it pressure?
I mean, yeah. We did a good job coming together. Like, points like that, keeping a lead is pretty difficult sometimes. They pressed up. We made some errors, but I'm just proud of how we finished.
Coming out of that game, what did impress you the most? Is it the offensive end? Is it the defensive pressure that you put on? What impressed you the most out of this new look lineup?
Just the way everyone's able to play together. Like, we really did a good job, especially for that, 3.5 quarters playing together. Everyone's playing to their strength. Defensively, we look great. So I'm really happy with how we're trending.
PJC had a double-double, he had 11 assists. How impressive has he been coming into this season as well?
Yeah, he's pretty fun to play with. Especially me as a big, I like playing with PJC. He's getting me easy buckets, making me look good. So
you were also great. Career high 22 points, and congratulations on your first win as a breaker.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Sam Menenga, he sounds like he's done a bit of celebrating throughout the course of the game. He's just Kelsey, our Foot Locker player of the game. An equal career high for him. The New Zealand Breakers just get away with a win, 91-87. We'll wrap it all up next.
Falling down. Take out that phone, scan that barcode. We want to see those selfies.
The NBL returns to Challenge Stadium, HBF Arena, for the first time in 11 years, and it could not have almost been in more dramatic fashion. The New Zealand Breakers, the scoreline you see there does not tell the story of this game. Up 26 points, and the Brisbane Bullets tried to snatch that win. Weren't able to get it in the end, but boy, one of the best finishes we've seen across the entire season, which is only a couple of games off.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a bit scrappy at times, but you give a lot of credit to the New Zealand Breakers. They had a game plan that was exceptional, especially for the first 3 quarters. And then, as you said at the end of that broadcast, Copes, Justin Schuller will be a little happier going into review because he has a lot of positives. They scored 35 points in the 4th quarter for a Brisbane Bullets team that had 30 points with about 4 minutes to go in the second. So they do have some positives to take away. But right now, let's give all the credit to the New Zealand Breakers. Tough pre-season, they come out and get their first win.
Absolutely. Look, Justin Schuller would have had a different message for him had they not played the way they played in that 4th quarter. And they played good basketball. Menenga played phenomenally. He shot the ball well. He played good defense. He got the ball to the hole. He just played smart basketball.
Barring what happened at the end of the game, the breakdown from the Breakers was Parker Jackson-Cartwright who built that lead. A massive first half, controlled the show in the second. Probably exactly what we expected to see from him coming back into this line.
And again, this roster, again, we talk about the roster, was actually put together by Monty Mayo for this exact reason, with a PJC coming in and putting shooters and guys who are willing to shoot confidently around him. Guys like Sam Menenga, Jonah Bolden, Matt Mooney comes in with a shooting reputation. All of this is designed when defenses like the Bullets try and hone in. You get any sort of space, let it fly, knock it down, and they did that. 8 threes in the first half. So that's the playing style that I'm hoping to see from the Breakers a lot more.
But you know what? If you didn't know anything about basketball, you would have thought this team has been together a long time. The way they played together, the way they moved the ball, the way they played defense, it looked great.
Don't forget, the action is not over. Cairns Taipans coming up against the Illawarra Hawks. Two teams potentially with credentials to go a long way this season. But of course, we're here for Hoops Fest in beautiful Western Australia. And if you like whale sharks, well, I got a place for you, the Ningaloo Reef. So many fantastic, picturesque destinations in WA. Plenty more hoops coming up next.